morning to you this beautiful morning. Will you watch us, still listen to us right now on CHRICED television and radio. Morning Wakayans, the Princess Don't Show, and this program they come to you every Monday, go reach Friday. You don't follow us? Happy New Week, wonderful Monday to you. Inside Naija, now the start of the 9 o'clock hour, and this is the program. We will first of all tell you all the Ogbonge things them we did for the front pages of newspapers. After which we come enter the part two of the show. That now when me, you, and a sabi person go dey inside studio took our eye inside all the big stories dem wey dey inside the newspapers all over the news from the weekend to today. And this sabi person go dey pieces all those big tori dem for where we be say me and you go fit understand. Already for all over the weekend, Oga Julius Malema don't come out now. They talk something about a very big message to the whole of Africa continent. Waiting in the talk, we need to capitalize on top concept radio and television to take Sabiam when we come back after this break. Front pages of newspaper next. We go anywhere. Welcome back to Inside Naija. Sharp without a waste time, the front pages of the newspaper don't stand. And the biggest paper for my hand this morning at the Punch newspaper. And inside the Punch newspaper, the biggest story for there say presidential order failed to reduce the jackup inside the price of medicine them. And say most people now they sick and stranded. Still inside the front page of the paper, PDP neck. That's now their working committee. Them don't come out now. So they go get the zoning report today inside all the Igiaga for their convention. Locals now, people where they live that area now don't begin to beg Ogbonge government to beg. Come into their matter for the issue of Ondo or Shun federal roads then. And still, Yoruba elders don't come out now. Begin the push. They make Oga Makinde abeg, Oga Adeleke abeg, make them involved inside this Alaafin and Ooni issue. Still, for inside the front page of the Punch newspaper, Ogbonge government don't close down 22 illegal higher institutions there. One widow with a fake pregnancy, and they don't pack it now with cocaine inside Lagos. And last, for the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning, Ogbonge government will begin stage 2 of the 12,000 megawatt cement power project. Enter for inside the Punch newspaper of today, you will see all of these stories there and plenty more. The Guardian newspaper, now the next one this morning, and the biggest is there, Julius Malema, the talk. And he said the future of Africa depends on the political economy inside Nigeria and South Africa. Still, US, Obasanjo, now be small thing, that they change jam, fire, for judiciary on top some kind of accusation of Ururu them. Verify opposition leaders, then collapse Kaduna SDP to enter into ADC. NLNG don't do agreement now with people where they supply gas, made for help in production and expansion. Still inside the front page of the Guardian newspaper, coalition, ADC, they don't warn now, say, ha! Security fit to collapse, and say, I beg President Tinubu, stand up and do something about it. NNPCL, don't minus 235.6 billion naira inside 7 months for searching of oil inside North and Frontier basins then. Yoruba elders, they beg on me and Alaafin say I beg. May they end this quarrel between them. Ogbonge government say they need 1 trillion naira every year to sustain the school feeding program. NMA, that's Nigerian Body of Medical People, Lagos branch, they threaten, say themselves go enter strike of solidarity to take support who they do strike now. On top, say they never pay salary and they know they do welfare for their members then. Benue State Speaker don't resign 48 hours after they suspend 4 lawmakers. Finally, RMAFC, they collect hot on top, say they want to increase salary of politicians then. Guardian newspaper now get all of these stories them and plenty more. Make sure say you check them out. Moving inside the Vanguard newspaper where you follow this morning. The biggest story for there, they say on economy, industrialization, they inside the Giaga now. As agri, manufacturing can't be like say they don't dey fall down. Now the big story for inside the Vanguard, and you go need to enter there and make you see how things they go for that side. On the issue of insecurity, people then wait, they worry. They don't come out now, they para, they vex. Say, 10,217 people. Now they don't kill like chicken inside 2 years. And for issue of hold up, Lagos now don't stop work for Ogudu Ifako Bridge. And on NBA conference, Sultan Malema, they give lawyers work, say they need to work harder on justice and protection of poor people. Imported steel products don't top over $4 billion foreign exchange every year. Now, waiting Oga Minister the yarn be that. Governor Abdul Razak inside Kwara State don't come out now say they declare war on kidnappers, bandits after one very deadly attack will happen there. Labour don't they tackle Ogbonga government now on top the plan to increase the pay of political office holders. Intrigues, color drama, action for comedy as Benue Assembly don't put a new speaker for chair. Falana, they tell EFCC, return that recovered 32.7 billion naira, $445,000 loot to NSIPA. And ADC don't tell Tinubu declare state of emergency inside Katsina and Zamfara on top issue of insecurity. All this one and plenty more inside the Vanguard newspaper of today. The Nation newspaper come follow closely. And to tell us, say, Nigeria, Brazil, they go enter inside deal now when it comes to issue of aviation, livestock, and other sectors then. Right now, our president did for Brazil on 2-day visit, and then South Synergy will make more money and even millions of work for plenty people. Enter inside the nation, you will feel read the full gist for there. Foreign portfolio increased to 1.3 trillion inside 7 months. And the rising foreign reserve, we can make our naira now to get more ginger inside different markets then. Alake say investing in Nigerian mining sector a very big profit. Now, Senitech transfer don't attract $2 billion commitment. Now, within the CEO they talk there be that. Africans will get better off with single economy. Malema con the para against xenophobia, and Sultan they ask for justice for even the poor. Still for inside the front page of the Nation. Now with the essay, the sky, the screen for 1,500 Dangote cement truck drivers. And First Lady don't lift 50 Ekiti women. How she take do am? The Nation get the full gist. New debt financing strategy don't reduce, foreign exposures then. And 6 people don't die, 19 and then rescue inside another boat accident. Police don't pursue back on Chinese gang kingpin. All this and many more inside the Nation newspaper of today. Daily Trust come follow closely. The meeting where they do for inside Zamfara State, not be smooth thing. PDP governors, they hear am hot from every corner. People now will get mountain levels for inside Katsina security, say they are finding new strategy to fight against bandits. PDP neck it's decide on Wiki and others inside today. Still for inside the Daily Trust, 6 people don't die. They say they find 3 others inside new Sokoto boat accident. CSOs, they demand suspension and prosecution of Kano officials who then judge them guilty inside matter of corruption. Traders, they ask for compensation on top demolish, who then demolish Alaba Rago market. And Benue speaker don't resign, and immediately they don't put a new one for chair. Daily Trust carry all this story and plenty more. Daily Independent, constant by to say, credit stagnation dey threaten Nigeria economic recovery. As experts now dey worry say investment dey reduce and this lack of work go also increase. Domestic equity market dey suffer second weekly loss as investors now don dey reprice the risks dem. Train users don dey raise alarm of safety concerns on top passengers wey dey get unreserved tickets. Still, by-elections, opposition parties say dem dey worry on top how 2027 election go be. ADC don ask Tinubu to declare state of emergency inside Katsina and Zamfara state. Mba dey tell NBA say this law profession, work of lawyer, and be the conscience of the country. Nigeria, Japan, they don't align their mining plans and they find out to cooperate when it comes to investment. The RAP gives 7 days to Tinubu to stop this plan to increase salary of political office holders or else. ADC, they challenge August 30 Rivers local government elections and say they go drag Rivers and the RCEC, that's the election body of River State, to court. All this one and plenty more inside the Daily Independent newspaper of today. Before we go wrap up what's happen for the front pages of papers, we could give you a little bit of sport. As inside sports, the big gist there, new season, same Eagles, as Iwobi shine again for Fulham, as Osimhen opens new gala account. Amorim, they plan to win EPL in 3 years. Atalanta snub Lookman for their first game for Serie A. Reds will face Magpies test after shaky start. That's not the game between Newcastle and the Liverpool. Juke Adams is squaring up against Uche. 3SC, now so that they shake for inside the Badon as the new boys shine. Flick, they defend Rashford. Villa line up Nkuku transfer. And still, Frank don't dismiss Eze inspiration. And Boniface, Milan collapses after 4 medicals. NSC, the tally for swimmer Adama on an historic medal. And finally, Ibia Buchi don't they call out Usyk after knockout on ring return. Enter for inside the Pump Sports Extra newspaper for today. Make you foresee all what they go on for inside the newspaper pages. And that's now where we go take close mouth on top the front pages of the newspapers this morning. Do yourself one good favor. Make sure say you get, even if now one of this paper, try to read them, get the full gist of what's they happen inside these papers so that your own no go lost. Right now, we'll go take a sharp break. Then we come back. Our survey person go down, sit down inside the studio. We will begin to break down and pieces all of the big gist them inside the story. You know what, Miss Sam? Watch us and stay with us live on top our YouTube, our Facebook at CHRICED Radio TV. And if you want to listen to our radio, www.chricedradio.tv.com. Now be the dial. Stay with us, don't go anywhere.
Hello, my country people of Naija. It don't take small where I say you. Maybe now one of the reasons why rumors in the spread say K-Bobo don't leave the media space. But you know what? Say no to fake news. Because I never get tired and I know they retire. I just change gears small and make we enjoy ourselves better. Before you don't listen to me and that voice they sweet you, the analysis they tutorial. Now you go to watch me live on top CHRICED Radio and television. We will go to break that news analysis well for you. On top of newspaper radio, big story when they happen. Inside program what we call Inside Naija. You go enjoy now well because we go break down for you, we go reason with us and you go understand the grammar well. What you need to do now to follow us on top www.chricedradiotv.com or you can follow us on top all our social media platforms. My name is Kolawole Omoneye. On top CHRICED Radio and television, your matter now we own.
Nigerian people. Now on a babe Fali Tiger be this. I deal with now on top CHRICED radio and TV. It is sweet me for belly to come see and hear wetin dey pepper una for body. Una go see dey see me for that una area to come talk about wetin dey bother una for mind. You know, end there, it get any mago yarn what I want to talk about. I be how una see this government economy matter for market. Your babe Fali Tiger ready to hear una out. Just listen and watch us on www.chricedradiotv.com and follow all our social media platforms. Just search CHRICED Radio and TV everywhere. On top CHRICED Radio and TV, on a matter now we own.
Hello, my country people of Naija. It don't take small where I say yo. Maybe now one of the reasons why rumors in the spread say Kebobo don't leave the media space. But you know what? Say no to fake news. Because I never get tired and I know they retire. I just change gears small and make we enjoy ourselves better. Before you don't listen to me and that voice they sweet you, the analysis they tutorial. Now you go to watch me live on top CHRICED radio and television, where we go to break that news analysis well for you. On top of newspaper radio, big story where they happen. Inside program what we call Inside Naija. You go enjoy our well because we go break down for you, you go reason with us and you go understand the grammar well. What you need to do now to follow us on top www.chricedradiotv.com or you can follow us on top all our social media platforms. My name is Olawale Omoneye. On top CHRICED Radio and Television, your matter now we own.
Welcome back to Inside Naija with Princess on top CHRICED Radio Television, where your matter now we own. Big victories them inside the news this morning. We'll first start with one we see in Street Bele as again. Both don't tumble for inside Sokoto State. Some people declared missing, others them still dead, and then they still find others, and they will still rescue some. So the part of say the coalition now don't they tell Oga Presido say make them put state of emergency for some states because of insecurity. They will come round them up with waiting Julius Malema in the yarn during the NBA conference will happen for our lawyers. Then when they do their conference for inside the Enugu. But not me. They talk about and with you, I get a sabi person inside the studio. We could touchlight all of these matters. So I get Kolawole Omoni, my correct Oga, the media manager of CHRICED Radio and Television inside the studio with me. Good morning, sir. Happy New Week. Happy New Week, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, now, speak of time, no be our friend. Make we jump inside the matter where they happen. So we wake up now to hear say again, things will happen on Friday. Say another boat tumble inside water for Sokoto. Now, from an eyewitness report, they say actually these people then been just they do their things for bush. Now they see bad guys. Like they say like bandits, they rush in to try and attack them. So in that thing of want to escape, and all of them rush, come up for the bush, jump inside the canoe to see how to escape. And unfortunately, the canoe go tumble for water. They confirmed 6 dead, 3 missing. And then I think about 19, some say 19, some say 21 rescued. Now, channels can come out say this like the second boat with a capsize in less than a week. What do we have to say about this? And in that same Sokoto state.
They unfortunate. We always talk and say when we get problems where we still never solve, they have these kind of challenges. They are so rest in peace. People will die as a result of this unfortunate incident, and people will they injured too. I hope say they go quick recover from this situation. For the people where and the family members too, we hope they will be able to manage this kind of situation. If not natural disaster, We say, okay, then just they work out their way, both capsize, not go through paying people. But in a situation whereby then they run away from bandits, they commit their death inside water. Say it still add up to the statistic of people where they die as a result of insecurity in Nigeria. And if you check the situation, even though some people have this impression, say all is well now, the security situation don't they improve, but we can't not say it is improving when we still have records of this kind of incidents almost every day, weekly, monthly, and almost every year. The point is, if you say it's reducing, the family members or people where this one happen to now, they're not going to agree with you. Because now them know where they pain them, know where their shoes, and then wear them, and they know where the thing they pepper them. It's unfortunate. You can't totally say, okay, why did this happen again? Because so many pending issues they for granted. We always talk and say, we won't talk about security. You can't just conclude, say, okay, you want to address the situation in a day. If you don't pay attention to what will be the peculiar security challenge in that location, waiting be the one will unite almost every state nationwide. One of those things will unite everybody now. We say almost every state now the kidnapping they happen, right? Get some northern states where we say the moment when you want to harvest your product now in the farm, that time now it they increase. You see the peculiarity now. Get some states where we say they don't even get problem with this kind of situation. They are own and say, okay, I plant, you carry your animals, come you start harvest by scattering my farm, chop almost everywhere. So you need to now get a component where they go need to harmonize all these challenges together and be able to solve them together. Well, we have been saying this thing repeatedly on our shows. They always solve these problems in isolation. That is why you see them returning. And whenever we discuss insecurity, we go to say, okay, we are discussing Benue now. Tomorrow it will be Zamfara. So next tomorrow it will be Plateau. The following day it will be Sokoto State. Even though be almost every single day, it may be weekly. And that is what we are seeing. We have never been able to celebrate a particular week to say, okay, oh, thank God, for the entire 7 days, nothing has happened nationwide. It's because we've not been able to say, okay, let us fight this thing together. Instead, we get many of our leaders consoling each other. When it happens in your state, they say, hey, yeah, they will send message across 4 paragraphs. Sometimes they do visitation. When they do the visitation, eventually they turn into political visitation. We hide it under the umbrella of say, oh, I won't come greet you, say sorry for what happened to your people. But eventually, the bigger part of the discussion will be how we want to win 2027 election. So if it continues in this manner, you know, say it go hard us to say we want to solve the problem. The next thing they will say, we need to empower our soldiers. Doing that, we need to increase their budget. We keep increasing budget of security every day and night. They carry the larger part of it because we don't pay attention to what is leading to insecurity. So all these things come to play in what we are witnessing across the nation right now. Tomorrow they will say, okay, all is well in Sokoto State now. We have to shift to another state to say, it has started happening over there. That is why I've always been advocating. Can governors use their respective forum, all this Northeast Forum, Geopolitical Zone Forum, then the overall forum where then get, okay, what can we do to solve this problem permanently? At a point, I think maybe one of the lawmakers, maybe Senate President or Speaker, been they talk, okay, can we have a forum or where we can discuss security nationwide? It's not the discussion, not the recommendation. It's waiting that they do with waiting experts been they talk for years. And where the problem still dey, see the terrorists wey surface in Kebbi State, don't warn about these guys years back. Nobody do anything with them. They are now getting bigger now. And I'm sure maybe their impact now is what Sokoto is feeling because they are neighbors. Understand? Maybe to stay in Sokoto State, how many hours? Sleep. So if you see that kind of a situation that, okay, you have to wait till this thing get escalated before you act. And we keep spending most of our money without seeing reasonable impact. And it is unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. Now, piggybacking on top this issue of insecurity, now on Friday here, we get a lecturer from ADC. And when we come to talk where the chief of defense staff, Guard General, Chief of Minister, then they talk about if everybody learn combat skills because of he ain't focused on us. And our guys come to come. Not only for not today, but even Kwara said they see them. And again, the paper today say the governor man said
Kwara too na not anyway.
okay, not central.
Yes.
But whenever we talk north, we dey look from
Yes.
Kaduna, Kano, maybe Plateau. So now coming back to the matter with the guy, ADC now, the new coalition group, don't come out and they tell Oga President to make it declare state of emergency and insecurity in Katsina and Zamfara state. Putting in mind that Katsina attack last week, people go pray for mosque and bam, go attack them. Plus even the Zamfara issue, where they pay ransom, take about 50 people pay ransom and they still kill tax to something out of them. So now the matter is getting too much. They need to declare state of emergency. ADC only come to wetin PDS and say for him to come out and say every Nigeria person need to learn combat skills. It means say the security architecture e don dabaru finish that they cannot do anything. That there should be state of emergency in this state. What do you think? So is it really necessary to put state of emergency on this state? What does it mean? And is it only those two states that actually need it right now?
Now, the state of emergency, when the situation gets looking tiring like this, people will be recommending all sorts of advices here and there. And that is what we are seeing right now. If you talk about state of emergency in Katsina State, I mean, they tell somebody like 2 weeks ago, I say many insecurity stories have been underreported, especially in Katsina State. Because I know, before I left Kano, I know a number of people who live Katsina when they work in Kano State. If you ask them some certain questions, they will tell you, say, they are doing well in their town. But many people in their village, they don't already run comot. Now them too wrong. Person will get plenty farm. You understand? Person will get plenty farm where they operate, where they do well. But because of insecurity, he can't afford to stay in the city. And he had to come to Kano to come and be doing houseboy, house girl stuff. Because in their community, issues still there. So many primary health care centers in Katsina State, as you see, I'm very close to Kano like that. They can't operate. Even in Niger State too, so many health centers, they can't operate. They say because they know they allow them slave, where then they can't attack them. Now see how insecurity is affecting health sector. So many people where they stay in that village, you know what it means. So that is why we are saying the situation is terrible. Let's just put it in that manner. Here's my point. We're talking about declaration of state of emergency. Officials don't talk how it should be declared. Supreme Court don't talk how. Don't mean say them come out governor. What it means is militarization. Simply, you need to mobilize more soldiers to go there, scatter things. And in other words, it means kinetic approach. Shoot me, I shoot you. Make you die or make you kill me. That's what it means. Now, if you agree with me, we've been saying this thing for so long that you can't use only one approach to solve this problem. What it means is that the moment you do militarization to that location, they run away. They move to neighboring state. The question we'll now be asking ourselves is that how many states are we going to declare state of emergency? And for how long do we have the capacity to manage it? To say we solve this problem holistically, then people will enjoy it. But if you want to, it's happening in, for instance, this kind of idea came up when it was happening in Benue State. Do you still see anybody saying they should declare state of emergency in Benue now? Because attention was there, they left another place. That is why I'm telling you that whatever move we are making, it shouldn't be at that particular state alone. There are other places where they get potential risk of insecurity go happen in this state. We need to address this thing together. If you mobilize, 50,000 soldiers, Oh, 100,000 policemen, the way that they do when we want to do election. How long are they going to stay there? And the longer these people even stay, now we're seeing cases of assault, abuse here and there against them again. I remember there was a particular state then. They have this kind of declaration. It wasn't even total state of emergency. Oh, insecurity plenty there. They mobilize more soldiers. When the situation calmed down, they refuse to leave. You are now driving on your way. You'll be the one to go and park your car and come and drop money to sort them. So it's not by declaration. Because if it is by declaration, that declaration you probably make in Katsina State might not expire when we see it happening hugely in other states. You need to now make another declaration. If you don't do that, they will now be comparing notes. Can you imagine? They kill 200 in Katsina State. You declare state of emergency. Now they are killing 300 in my state. You are not declaring state of emergency. So if you now choose to listen to them again, you declare in that state. They jump to another state, you declare. Before you know, we'll be talking like, okay, 10, 15 states, emergency being declared. Out of how many states do we have? If we now do that, how many soldiers left? How many policemen left behind to manage the entire country? Don't forget, we don't even have the required numbers to speak right now. So if that's not the case, it's for you to identify the root cause that we have always been advocating. Okay, what is the root cause? They say, okay, oh, not be the same root cause, they worry everybody nationwide. Can they come out to say, okay, this is the problem here, this is the problem here? In the course of solving one problem, you may end up solving problem of 3, 4, 5 states together. But they need to make this thing work together, not in isolation. That is what we need. Because the noise will be so much in that particular state where they hear and what right now. But no mean say it go last forever because attention will be there. Before you know it, they shift to another place. It's not supposed to be like that. When they know, say everywhere na fire for them, na them on their home will need to surrender or to manage the situation.
But Gakola, what if there's no root cause? What if they don't know? Like if we are going by the attack now in that Katsina mosque, people just go play. What if we go play there? Who do you even talk to? Do they even know who are the people who do this thing? The other one, and they carry them, ask for ransom. Nothing meet up the ransom. They feed them away. So when would they talk root cause? What if some of them don't even get reason? They are just terrible people. Who do you talk to? How do you start
The
having this
terrible
conversation?
people, the terrible people you're talking about, kinetic approach to solve it. But
Do you
don't
know who
forget,
they are?
no, they know. Security guys, they've been profiling most of these guys. That is why they will declare many of them wanted. They are still looking for them up to now. You've not been able to see them. The moment you can be able to capture their leader, that you displace them, many of them,
Maybe they
they'll be
said
out
that
of
they arrest some last week.
the
And
arrest.
what
The
did they do? They
arrest.
even hail our
The
people.
arrest. Who are the people you are arresting? You are arresting messengers.
They
You
arrest the
understand?
son of.
You are arresting messengers. The people that are recruiting them, we keep recruiting. Don't forget, say, the vulnerability of that recruitment is still there. Poverty is there. The index is not improving. You understand? And so many other factors are there. The way the ideology is spreading, you've not been able to use any ideology again to counter that ideology, to step down. So you keep on arresting messengers when the real guys are enjoying themselves. And one of those things is that even the security guys that are pushing up and down for their arrest, they're also helping them in escaping. So if you cannot be able to solve those ones, you go hard. Now, if you are now saying, okay, if they don't know the root cause, there's none of the security situation in the country that our secret police don't know what is happening. In each state,
Why is it
in
continuing?
each local government, they will do their own profiling, they will pass their recommendation. It's now left for the government to have a good way to act accordingly. So if you don't have that good way to act, you go see so many irregularities, and that is what is happening right now nationwide. If you tell me what will be the potential insecurity in Kano State, I will tell you, say, na farmer elders crisis, because them too they battle a situation whereby they carry farm go and they carry animals enter farm. Because in their own place, they feel like, oh, this one our brother and this thing, let us manage ourselves together. Sometimes then they quick harvest when you know reach time for them to harvest. You not to hear crisis in Kano, no mean say all is well in that regard. So they also need to solve that kind of problem before it escalates. Zamfara State, you know what is happening there? At the point,
they declare and say, maybe like, no, they enter the state. Because now gold mining, that be the problem. If you have the bandits in the state, they will say, because they rustle our animals. Now, the reason why we don't get anything again, now we too come return to, okay, banditry. You already identify that particular one there. At the point they say they grant the amnesty, they resurface, the governor say, I know they do again. You already know that one. In Kaduna State, Southern Kaduna, Northern Kaduna, religious factor have to do, and banditry they join. And when you hear say something they happen in a particular state, others will come and take their advantage for it to be like, oh, now their religion crisis in the battle. You need to solve it. Almost similar thing that is happening in Plateau State. So by the time you can be able to identify some of these loopholes and you now harmonize them together, each one of it gets approach of how you want to suffer. Some of it, you don't even need to carry gun. You don't carry lentic approach. You don't need to carry gun to shoot anybody. So you to identify how you want to suffer. Who are the people that these people listen to? You understand? The one wey come stubborn, wey no wan hear word, you can be able to solve that root cause. Again, for instance, poverty. You no allow anybody to be influenced with 5,000 naira. Come and join this group. We'll be paying you 5,000 or 10,000 naira monthly. You've been able to solve that particular one. Nobody is feeling hunger. They say hunger won't kill me. I don't get food to chop. Somebody come up around 3 in a day. Say, oh yeah, follow me. All these things no dey there. Then you are ready to fix insecurity. Now, from all the background where I've been laid now, you think in your own, if I may even ask you in return, they will be ready. Because some of these indices no dey friendly. People are still suffering. So people they are conscripted because they don't get any means of living. They feel like, okay, if government cannot rescue my life, let me follow whoever. That is what is happening.
Maybe by state of emergency.
It's not by state
The
because you
governor,
will declare it higher. You will keep declaring and they will keep moving from one state to another. It will not get to a level. You will not get any soldier to even mobilize for any emergency.
governors need to come together of all the 36 states.
Yes.
Sit down and just like as you take talk this matter when you fit it here and they need to be willing to put it and then find the solution for themselves.
Yes.
But until then, continue hearing this.
Until then, we continue moving from one state to another, and they will be expecting Oga President for condolence visits. We see how they dey talk about, which kind of color of the clothes where them wear, how ceremonious it is, and stuff like that.
Thank you so much for leading me.
It's unfortunate.
Okay, so two things. The ADC inside this talk now, come see the para. Say people they die for this country, Presido decide go on international trips. Say no even care about the safety of the citizens. That's number one. The para now for Presido. The travel, go Japan, Brazil. Why insecurity they worry the country? Then they come also the para say PDP people, instead of them to go in a quiet, stolen voice, who do condolence. At least to Zamfara. They wear and cool. Better do agbada, one tie white band, one stick, looking strange, looking pained. They were even smiling. They said they go there, go do marriage. It show insensitivity. And not be only the ADC, the Texans, even people of Katsina, the residents of Zamfara, sorry, also the vex on top this thing will happen. What do you have to say about this talk of the APC against the APC and the PDP?
The talk about the ADC, talking about President traveling, the reason why I know they should pay more attention to this is that if they win election today, you get a candidate, a presidential candidate, will win election today. No mean say their candidate no go even do worse. You understand? Most of these programs where them they attend, maybe yesterday, trust me, if you want to travel out, you get plenty plans ahead for it. You understand? And to say now something, don't forget again where I tell you, say, healing don't become like music lyrics in Nigeria. We say, as they try to manage one, when you hear say they happen for so, you hear say another one now don't happen for another location. To say now maybe something will happen once in a year. Oh, can you imagine this thing just happen? No, this my trip. I go need to stop am. So how many trips are you going to stop? I'm not saying that it is sensitive for Oga President to travel, and I'm not saying that we don't value people's life. When something no be news to anybody again, you cancel this particular event. You understand? You come from grab another event where you won't go. Come happen that time you can't go. They say, can you imagine? Oh, now because that killing happened in Lagos State, and it's a Yoruba man. The reason why a council will go attend, we know now it dey happen for Zamfara State. Oh, because you know Hausa, you know trust Nigeria, they will still reason it towards that direction. Because hardly now you will open your page of newspaper and split all over the pages, you will not see killing. You now tell me that in all this situation, if it wasn't that well pronounced that this thing, in past be careful the way they did before, maybe president need to go and visit them and stuff like that. How many visits you want cancel? And even if president did for Nigeria here right now, how many states you won't go to the top to go to do condolences? Truly, people want to appreciate their president, but one citizen identify with them. But even if he did also rock here without traveling, how many states will he be visiting almost every day? When the killings are happening almost every day, that it will even allow him to do the real governance that they're expecting from him. It will even allow him to concentrate. Instead of those condolences they are expecting from him, is it not better they unite together? That is why I'm having problem with opposition in Nigeria. They always identify the negative aspect of it, condemn, without giving recommendations. You see some of these development partners, you understand, these NGO guys, they will identify the problem, they will give recommendations of what you go need to do so that even person when they talk am, they pick one or two things from it, and if they buy the idea, we will progress. But these people will just come and identify. They are not doing it because even they too, they are they get that empathy in them to do that. No, they are just identify where can we condemn so that people will think say, okay, their government don't make sense. If not that one, then too when they condemn today, tomorrow again, when them to leave that power, then too will now be condemning you without any reasonable recommendations. What are they telling opposition? Sorry, the ruling party to do to make sure say we end this drama? I think we should pay more attention to that than then they kill somebody. Oga Presido don't travel. Sometimes this traveling na 6-month plan. They don't already plan and say they won't do the traveling. So you now hear say, one boat capsized dead in Sokoto State. Because of that, Oga Presido should not travel again. Even though I get reservation with him traveling almost every single minute too. But even when he did Nigeria here, you don't expect him to be visiting all the states, not for political campaign, not for him to go and commission infrastructure that will better the life of people. Say, we don't do this thing again, this one will go get achievement. But for you to say, it don't happen for this state, it don't happen for another state, greeting almost everywhere. You don't solve the problem. For instance, the Benue state I visited last because of this situation, all the recommendations, all the deliberations, have they implemented it? The answer is no. So what are we talking about when there's no system in place to make sure say you do the right thing? Visitation is amount to nothing.
What about now some calls for also the total change overall of our security chiefs, the security structure? You think say normally when don't they reach like this, they don't they talk, okay, change this one, change that one. You think say our security, our service chiefs them did they try?
We need to change our ideology. We need to change the system where no degree make these people to work perfectly okay. You will keep changing people. It's not by changing number of people is the problem. You can only change them if you have a specific key performance indicator. When you give them, say, okay, now the thing where I want to see in the next 6 months be this. In the next 1 year, now this thing where I want to see be this. 1,000 kidnapping in a year before. I want it to be reduced to 200 in a year. These are the kind of mechanism you now use to check. Have you guys your mandate? The target I gave you, what's the record? What the statistics is saying this time around? And for you to do that again, in return, you will not do like the way that they do for electricity sector. Where they go to say, now you talk say maybe go they provide transformer and meter, but you they hold us plenty basic for us of billions of naira. MDS they hold us. You will not do it in that way. For you to hold whoever you are giving that assignment accountable, the person should not be able to have excuse of say, I tell you say make una buy volcano jet, now no buy them. I tell you say make una buy guns for us, now no buy them. I tell you say we no get enough manpower, but need sophisticated technology to bridge the gap, but now no provide them. Don't allow that space of excuses. If to say we get we get some locations where to fight security there, na bicycle we need. not not this machine gun. You understand? That's their situation. Oh, you get some place in a common bicycle they need. You get some situation a motorcycle they need. The way the bandits too, they use motorcycle to attack them and run away when they have their machine gun everywhere. So some of these things, you make sure say all those loopholes no dey there. Oh, una give me, I propose a 1 billion naira budget. Una give approval. But out of the 1 billion, now only 100 million. Now una still release, and we are in August. All those things no go dey there. Oh. You understand? When all these things, though, I'm trying to use this message to pass across some of the challenges that those guys too are also facing. I know I have all what it takes. I have equipment, I have everything. But I say I won't go attack this person. Now we can't receive one call from one guy from Abuja, say we should not trespass. We should remain where we are. All these things no go dey there. Before you go talk, say, okay, you want to hold any security chiefs accountable. You get many of those things that they can't say out. That underground, they know what it takes for them to finish this battle, but the political will, no, they help them.
Conclusively, what we need for this insecurity matter for now
is for us to say, okay, we are ready. We are ready means we want to solve all the problems little by little. We can't get it right in a day. You can't help kidnapping in the next 1-2 years in Nigeria. You can't help it. But what step are you making to reduce it to barest minimum? You must be able to address that. You must be able to reduce poverty rate. To get more recruitment in security, in the insecurity. You must be able to reduce poverty rate. You must be able to make sure, say, okay, many people get access to education. Many people, because with education, even if you don't get enough money, don't be every grammar you go to follow. Don't be everything you go to do like say bandwagon. You understand? You get some people because they don't get enough money, but they are more exposed. Don't be everything. Then you go just tell them. Then go just take. But if you know the number of people who say whether right or left, whether wrong or right, they just follow. Oh, our leader talk and we follow. No sense of reasoning. You must be able to work on that. So if I'm telling you this, go no say no be one day thing. But what commitment, what effort are we making to get it right? For instance, in education, UNESCO been give recommendation of 26% of our total budget that should go to that sector. How many of this percentage are we meeting up with? If we even allocate it, so we don't already meet up with a percentage of UNESCO in education. How many release at the end of the year? As we speak now, whatever infrastructure they say they want to put in place in the education sector, for the fact that we are still implementing 2024 capital budget, we abandon 2025. You know what that one means. You know the kind of setback. So holistically, we must be able to identify those loopholes and be solving them gradually. Nigeria should not expect that sudden miracle. It will never come. And because of doing that, if you find a better way of protecting yourself with prayers where we believe in Nigeria, even at the combat where they recommend for us to, now you feel do, you join them, add up with the spices of prayers, and with little things you can check around, make the thoughts, okay, oh, everybody now get business of insecurity. If you two see something, say something, and stuff like that. For now, that is how we'll be pampering each other. We are so used to taking care of ourselves in Nigeria instead of government performing their civic responsibilities. We know say no they absolute, and at that other umbrella that they hide. You understand? So with all this, it no be today thing. It go take time, but I want a progress report in a situation. Oh, the indices of education, the way the thing that baru before now, it don't improve. Oh, on poverty rate, it don't improve small. Oh, the kind of conflict where we get in Nigeria across the board, we don't get conflict resolution mechanism when they solve some of those problems. When we solve some of these internal crises, we now unite together to say, okay, those stubborn guys will use kinetic approach to finish all of them. But without finishing that ideology in them, it go hard to end insecurity in Nigeria.
Without to change the ideology in them, it go hard to end insecurity for Nigeria. Kalawale Omoni and still be our guest on top Inside Nigeria this morning. And we just talk about the ADC yarnings to Oga Presido. They make it put state of emergency for inside Katsina and Zamfara state. But let's say that is not the solution. Now to change the ideology, sit down and really look what they cause this wahala and see what we can do. And not be miracle, not be waiting for happen in 1 year or in 2 years, but small by small, we will get there. Now I'm talking about issue of make we dey united. President of the economic freedom fighters, that's now one oga wey they close mouth. The African leader wey dey talk things, them don't enter for inside the Nigerian Bar Association's year by year general conference wey they do. This one on the hold for Enugu. Yesterday now will be Sunday. The main address, the main speech, Julius Malema come go there say is asking for a united Africa. So we need to have a united Africa under one president, one currency, one parliament, one military command. You get? In a word, he said, we demand one Africa, a borderless Africa, Africa with one president, one currency, one military command, one parliament. Mr. Kola, what do you think? Sense or nonsense?
Depends, and we'll try to briefly talk about how it makes sense, how it don't make sense. You will agree with me when they talk say something at 54 in numbers,
Yes.
and you say make them unite together
Eh,
to fight their common enemy.
eh,
We know say the higher the number, the more you can easily combat that kind of a situation. So no bad sense at that point.
yeah.
But how realistic is this recommendation where issues there? Because hardly you will check most of these African countries that we've been talk about, we will not get many of them within their own components now. We know they even agitate say we want to separate from this particular country. We want to have country of our own. For instance, in Nigeria, Oduduwa country, Biafra, then they there, right? So meaning we even still want two more from the Nigeria we'll be talk about now. So in other countries like that, many of them say, okay, we don't really want to identify with these people. We want to separate. That one day there. And with one president in each of these about 54 countries, we are now saying, okay, we should now have one.
No more Nigeria, South
No
Africa,
more.
Ghana.
It's
It's
just
Africa,
only
united
one, only
Africa.
one president. You know how chaotic the situation will be. You know how dramatic it used to be to even get a president in Nigeria. So how you want to do it? Is it by rotation, by the figure, by number? It gets some people. If you want to follow the democratic principles, we no go ever taste them. By magic, they no go ever taste them. If we now say rotation, okay, we have 54 countries. How many years are they going to be rotating before you reach them to rule the Africa? So the unity that they're talking about, say, okay, we need to unite to make this thing work. It go hard us because even right now, that united one force, today there, we see they battle each other. Today, Ghana must go from Nigeria. In Ghana again, Nigerians must go.
South Africa, xenophobia.
Xenophobia for South Africa. And so many of these crises will be say it's no make us to even unite together. Don't forget, some of the countries don't already come up from ECOWAS, even from the West African countries we speak right now. That is why I say it makes sense if it happened, but how realistic it is, it will even bring more war. It will bring more crisis. It will bring more problems that it will now take the Western world they want to run away from to now say, okay, they want to come and again mobilize resources to come and solve problems for us. They just realistic.
But what of the talk of having a single currency? Let's say we all go, it comes to me, we'll get single currency so that you go get more power against foreign
I
currency.
totally agree with him. If we can be able to achieve that,
A single Africa currency.
single African
and also
currency.
no visa restriction between African countries.
That one too, it may still be an issue of diplomacy that they will need to at least do more of advocacy to make it work. But if it work, too bad. But it gets some countries where go benefit more. It gets some country where go be at the receiving end about them. You understand? For instance, now Nigerians, you still get many of those Africans who go like to go to South Africa, who go like to enter Nigeria, than some other small countries like that. So if you now factor the influx of how people will be trooping, say if that happened, in less than 1 year, South Africa will be highly populated that they will not be able to manage their population. And you understand? Japa people go rush, go there.
and so a few number of countries that are doing better as we speak right now. Even Nigeria, we still like say, oh, we are not doing well at all. You see people when see the serious say, oh, Nigeria to be, then go the troop in. You understand? So we get more of porous border that will not be able to control and manage. So to now use our resources to even take care of people around, it go hard. You understand? So that visa stuff may not quickly work. But on top of currency, if it is our fiscal policies, we need to achieve that. And it will really help us if we can be able to achieve that. For remember, they've been talk about free trade zone,
Free trade
trade
zone,
zone where they be do the other time. Today now, if you go and check the performance, to strong sit down well like that. You understand? Because you get many countries where we say they don't even get something where they export. They just need to they import, then they consume like that. But for instance now, if you want to say where is our strength for our exports, most of them they are still within the continent. We export them. You understand? So in no part, if we use the same currency and we can easily achieve that one, then say okay, we want to only one president and we want everybody to just enter the go, the come out and stuff like that. It gets its own advantage too. But the disadvantage part of it, we say a few number of those countries that are doing well, they will be highly populated that in fact they won't be able to manage the situation.
So out of everything we talk, that talk of single currency actually makes sense.
It
If
makes
we get
sense.
one money for the whole of Africa,
Yes.
and we will really get power to challenge
Yes.
foreign
And by
currency.
implication, any Obodoyibo guys who won't come do any transaction in the continent now,
Yes.
they will have to change their currency to that particular continent. So with that one, it's a good to go to me if they can be able to achieve that. But having a president, only one president for the entire continent, and suspending every other ones, we witness more of drama and it no go to make sense.
Thank you so much, Kolawole Omoni, for a wonderful time out today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you so much, our wonderful viewers and listeners. We say Itanda Gidigba with us on Top CHRICED Radio and Television to enjoy Inside Naija this morning. Hope that you don't pick a lot because me self don't pick. We'll continue to see all the reactions and the fallback to this talk with Julius Malema talk. And on the issue of insecurity, like we don't hear, not be one day thing, but we hope say the governors them of all the states of the country go listen, come together, do a meeting, even try self if possible, form a national security council where they will fit sit down and handle matters of insecurity. They will come your way again tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, same station, same program. My name na Princess Aniana. Continue to follow us on top all of our social media handles with the scroll on top your screen. Enjoy the rest of your day and don't forget, say 12 o'clock, sharp, story will land for your speaker.
Hello, my country people of Naija. It don't take small where I say yo. Maybe now one of the reasons why rumors in the spread say Kebobo don't leave the media space. But you know what? Say no to fake news. Because I never get tired and I know they retire. I just change gears more and make we enjoy ourselves better. Before you don't listen to me and that voice they sweet you, the analysis they tutorial you. Now you go to watch me live on Top CHRICED Radio and Television, where we go to break that news analysis well for you. On top of newspaper radio, big story where they happen. Inside program what we call Inside Naija. You go enjoy our well because we go break down for you, you go reason with us and you go understand the grammar well. What you need to do now to follow us on top www.cricedradiotv.com or you can follow us on top all our social media platforms. My name is Kolawole Omoni. on top CHRICED radio and television. Your matter, now we own.